Hi, boys and girls. Today we are reading Poison Petals Don't Eat. This story is written by Ellen Lawrence, and it is a book about poisonous plants. Before we read this book, could you think about why are plants poisonous, or why might petals of a plant or the flowers be poisonous? Why do you think a plant would have poisonous petals or flowers? And let's read the question that the author begins the story with first. And this question says, why do you think a plant might have flowers or leaves that are poisonous? Well, I could think of a few different reasons, but turn to either your friend or someone in the room, or you could pause this video and think about that question. Why might a plant have poisonous petals or flowers? Danger in the garden. A farmer's goat has escaped from its pen. It spots some pink flowers in a nearby garden and is about to take a bite. Just then, the farmer appears and chases the goat away. The animal doesn't know it, but it was very lucky. The rhododendron flowers it was about to eat were poisonous. This label here shows us a rhododendron flower and the shiny green leaf. And in this caption, it says, colorful rhododendron plants grow in many gardens. These plants have flowers and leaves that are poisonous. If animals or humans eat them, they will vomit and get stomach pains. They might even die. Well, that is some very important information. I didn't know that all the parts of the rhododendron flower and plant were poisonous. And maybe that is important information to stay away from that type of plant and keep your animals, your pets or farm animals away from them as well. Poisonous, don't eat. Plants can't move away from animals that want to eat them, so many plants get protection in other ways. I think that might be the answer to our question about why plants have poisonous flowers or petals. It could serve as a form of protection for the plant. Some have flowers, stems, leaves, roots, and other parts that are poisonous. If animals eat these plants and get sick, they usually learn not to eat them again. Some plants, such as foxgloves, are very poisonous. Every part of a foxglove contains poison. And you can see here in the illustration, they have the foxglove photograph with the label flower, stem, leaf, root. And that's the entire foxglove plant. It says every part of it is poisonous or contains poison. Plants make seeds that grow into new plants. Being poisonous is one way some plants protect themselves from being eaten so that they can live long enough to make their seeds. In this photograph, you can see the deer, and the foxglove here is growing behind the deer. See how tall it is? Now, these are a type of flower that some people plant in their garden, but maybe if you have a pet at home or children living in your house, you would choose not to plant this flower in your garden because it is poisonous. It doesn't look like the deer want to eat it. So that's a way the plant can protect itself. Deadly wolfsbane. I've never heard of this plant before. One flowering plant that is very poisonous is Aconitum. Aconitum is a deadly plant, sometimes known as wolfsbane. It got its name because people used parts of this plant to kill wolves in ancient times. Hunters dipped the tips of their arrows in the plant's poisonous juice. Well, that's interesting information. I guess this is talking about in ancient times when people hunted with bows and arrows, they would dip the tip of the arrow in the juice from the plant. And then here you can see that it looks like they're growing wild on this mountaintop in a meadow of aconitum. Every part of the aconitum plant is poisonous. Eating just a tiny amount can kill a person by stopping the heart from beating. So if this arrow tip with the juice would shoot and strike a wolf, then it could stop the wolf's heart from beating and kill the wolf. So this is how they use the aconitum flowers or plants to hunt wolves with. That's very interesting. Poisonous bulbs. Now, I hope that the author will tell us what a bulb is because that's an important text feature, an important word in the story that we need to know about. It says here, sometimes the most poisonous parts of a plant aren't the flowers or leaves. Daffodils grow from a round bulb that is very poisonous. The bulb looks a lot like an onion. Both daffodil bulbs and onions grow underground. Some unlucky people have dug up daffodil bulbs and eaten them, thinking they were onions. Here you can see in the photograph, it shows a picture of a bulb, and it looks like it is the part underground. It looks round and brown, and it looks like the roots are coming out from under it. And then we all probably have seen daffodils grow before, and I'm sure some of us have them in our garden or flower beds at home. So that's very important information to know that the bulb is poisonous. And over here on the other page, it says they look a lot like an onion. And you can see that the author has provided the illustration of a daffodil bulb and an onion. And look at the pictures, you can see that they are very similar. See the similarities? Both are round. They both have that kind of peachy color with the crinkly skin and the roots at the bottom, and it looks like a stem poking up from the top. And in this text feature here, in the caption, it says a person can get ill from eating just a small part of a daffodil bulb. The person will vomit and get bad stomach pains. So that's important information to know because you might be growing daffodils in your flower bed, and it's probably a very good idea to not grow daffodils in a garden or by a garden where you might also be growing onions. All right, so those are just some of the poisonous plants we read about today in our story, Poison Petals Don't Eat. We're going to stop there and we'll finish the second half of the book next week or later during our plant study. I hope you enjoyed that book. I would like you now to look at the graphic organizer and list 3 wow facts that you learned from this book, 3 different parts of information that you learned today, something new, and then 1 question you have about poison petals or poisonous plants, flowers, or leaves. All right, so thank you for listening. Bye.